In this video clip, we're going to be going over getting an Eric Johnson style tone for the Eric Johnson tone Cliffs of Dover. The first thing we're going to do is grab our amp model, which is going to be a Plexi Lead 100 normal. And we could hear how that sounds real quick. So next, I'm going to leave the cab model to the greenback 25s, and I'm going to change the mic out to a 57 off axis. Then I'm going to head over to the parameters and switch them up a bit. Now let's head over to mixers, and if we're using a Variax guitar, we could see how we can set that up. Here in mixer, we could see I'm using a James Tyler Variax, and the model I've set to our semi first position, and we could hear how that sounds. Now let's head over to effects and see what else we can add. For our first effect from volume pan, I'm going to select volume pedal. Next in line from wah, I'm going to select our chrome. After wah from delay, we're going to choose our tape echo. Now I've preset the BPM to 95 beats per minute. We're going to tempo sync this to 8th dot, and then the feedback we're going to drop down to about 15%, and then the bass and treble we're going to leave alone, and then we're going to drop the mix down to 13%. Next in line is going to be our tube driver from distortion. Then we're going to bring the output around 60%, and then our drive can stay roughly around 60 as well. After our distortion from mod, we're going to choose analog chorus. We're also going to tempo sync our chorus to a whole note, and then we're going to bring our depth all the way down to about 40%, and then our mix is also going to come to about 60. Then to cut down on some of that background noise from dynamics, we're going to choose our noise gate, bringing our decay to 0, and leaving our threshold at 50. And then finally, from reverb, we're going to choose our hall reverb. We're going to leave the mix at 15%, and these presets will stay there. Now let's go over to controllers, and we can see how we can control all these effects. For our first effect, our volume pedal, we're going to assign this to our expression toe switch, but we're going to move this to expression 1. Next, our chrome wah is also going to be assigned to our toe switch, but on expression 2. Our tape echo, we're going to have on foot switch number 3. Our tube drive, we're going to have on foot switch 1. Our analog chorus, we're going to move to foot switch 2. Our noise gate, we're not going to assign to any foot switch. This is something we could leave on or off. And finally, for foot switch number 4, we're going to use our hall reverb. Now let's run through some of these effects and see how they sound. Here's the tone with no effects, just the amp. Here's the tone with the tube drive. Here's the tone with the tube drive and the hall reverb. Here's the tone with the tube drive, hall reverb, and analog chorus. And finally, here's the tone with the tube drive, the analog chorus, hall reverb, and our tape echo. If you'll take a look at your screen, you'll see a link where you can find this Eric Johnson preset. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.